Welcome to the lesson. isofire.net is the website. I'm Tom. I'm going to continue on arpeggio sweeping. We covered 2-string sweeping last week. We're going to do 3-string this week. And we're going to do it in the key of D, just like last week. So that won't change. And the formula for the scale, well, that's always going to be the same. But we're going to do the same thing. We're going to play it diatonically, just like we did last time. And just quickly review that. Remember, it's whole step, half step, whole step, half step. And then we've got major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major, or octave, and it repeats. Now here's this 3-string arpeggio. Sweeping. What I'm doing here, I'm starting on the 1st string, placing my pinky finger on the 1st string, 5th fret, and I'm picking, usually a down pick I do for that, if I'm starting there. And I'm pulling off the 2nd note, which is going to be on the 1st string, played with my index finger on the 2nd fret. So it's going to sound like this. Just like that. Now the next note is going to be played on the 2nd string with my middle finger, 3rd fret. That one. Here's what it sounds like. Now I'm actually up picking that because I'm sticking true to sweeping. And if you stick true to sweeping, you're going to be able to play this at more speeds versus alternate picking. You can alternate pick all this sweeping stuff across strings, and it could sound really cool depending on the sound that you're going for. But if you're going for speed, then alternate picking is not going to work when you're playing arpeggios and cross strings. So it's great to learn it both ways, but if you're going for speed, you definitely got to get this down, and it's really awkward, I know. But in review, down pick and pull off, then up pick. Just like that. Now the next note is going to be played with my index finger. So I'm going to remove my index finger from where it previously was, which was this note. And during the time that I'm playing this note on that up pick, that's when I'm moving my index finger down to the 3rd string so that I can play the next note. 3rd string, 2nd fret, index finger. And I'm going to be down picking that one. So here's, in review, down pick, pull off, up pick, down pick. I'll play it with volume this time. Try getting that down first before you go any further, okay? So down pick, pull off, up pick, down pick. And try to do it very fluently and evenly. You can practice it just like that till you get it down. Do it with the metronome too. Let me slow it down for you. And just keep going over and over and over again until you get that down. Alright, after you get that, you're sweeping, so you got this down pick here that you ended on, right? Continue the down pick through the next 2 strings. So we're going to go back the way that we came, really. So, okay, so down pick, going back the same way we came. So 2nd string, 3rd fret, middle finger. And then continue the down pick sweep to the index finger, 1st string, 2nd fret. So we got this. This is all down pick swept right here. Okay. And then to end it, down, 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 up. With your pinky on the first string, 5th fret. So we've got this. Down, pull off, up, down, 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 up, pull off, up, down, down, down. So that's arpeggio sweeping. And you can get that going pretty fast and it sounds really cool. Now another way you can pick this, and this is such a slight variation, but again it's good to be able to do it both ways, is, well, the first time through, you're going to want to start with the down pick, just as we've been doing it so far. Down pick, pull off, up, down, down, down. So that hasn't changed. But now on the second time through this pattern, and every time after that, so long as you're going to be playing that, looping it over and over again, you don't really have to pick this note with an up pick. When you're sweeping through here, you can just do the down pick and then hammer on, and then pull off, and then continue with your up pick, down pick, down pick, down, hammer on, pull off, up, down, 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 down. And because I'm going to end on this one, maybe I'll pick. Up pick. Whoops. Up pick. Down, 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 up. So in review, pick with a down pick. And now just tap it. That's sweeping. That's three notes sweeping. Now you can, if you want to, up pick this note here and pull off every time if you want to, but the option is there to just tap it with the hammer on pull off. It depends on the sound that you're going for and what you want to do, so learn both ways. They both have a place. And of course they'll make you better. So practice both ways. And these are 3 notes a beat. Or you can do 6 notes a beat, but in threes. So it doesn't matter. 3, 6, 9, 12. But it's a triplet feel. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Now that's just starting with the note up here. What about the bottom note? You can also start and end there too. It's fine. You can even start there and end on the up note. Same thing with up here, you can start and end on the up. The up note, that is. I should probably call it the high note. Or you can start on the high note and end on the low note. And it works. So different variations there too. Now when I play from the bottom, I'm typically not up picking that note at all, because it's just really not necessary. I'm already playing, I'm already in motion, so I don't need anything to initiate the sound from that note because I'm already playing. So I typically don't even up pick that note at all. I'm just down, 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 tap, up, down, 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 tap, up, and so on. The option is there if I want to up pick it, but it doesn't really matter. If I'm starting on the high note, then because I haven't really played anything yet, and that's my initial note, then I sort of have to pick that, or there's not going to be much sound coming from it, unless I tap it really hard. Which I guess works too. It's just not very ideal, so yeah, I'll pick that one first. And then I won't pick it, I'll tap it like that. Alright, so that's how you pick, that's how you play 3-string arpeggios. That's how you sweep them. and that's the major shape. Now next, because we're going to play this diatonically in the key of D, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, octave, or major. We're going to follow that same formula. So we got major, so we're going to go up a whole step to minor. The minor shape is going to look just like major, but remember, we've gone over this over and over again. Repetition is a great mechanism for learning. The distinguishing difference between major and minor is the third. The third is flat when you play minor. So, going back to this pattern here, how do we make that minor? Well, you're going to flat the third, so it's going to sound like, instead of this, it's going to sound like this. So minor is a bit darker. It just is by nature. Minor is darker than major. Major is happier than minor. So we've got major, go up a whole step. And when I say go up, down, whole step, half step, whatever, I'm talking about in relationship to the root note, okay? So that's the root note. Okay, this is 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 5. And if you wanted to continue that, 3, 1, 3, 5, 1. So that one note there, that's what's shifting up a whole step. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step. Part 2 of the lesson. Actually supposed to be one video, but technical difficulties. Battery ran out of my camera, so I'm continuing now after I charged it for an hour or so. So we left off talking about the 3-string arpeggio sweeping. And I left off showing you where the root note is in relation to the other notes, root, third, and fifth, and how you shift up and down. You're shifting up and down based on the root note. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. We've already got the major shape. And we're going to move this up in pitch by 1 whole step, and we're going to follow that formula. So we're going up 1 whole step, and this is going to be a minor pattern. Up a whole step again for minor. Up a half step for major. Up another whole step for major. Whole step minor. Here's the weird shape. Going up a whole step for diminished. Now for this shape, my favorite way to finger this one, there's a couple different ones I'm going to show you. I start with my pinky on the 15th fret, 1st string. I pick that one with a down pick, and then I pull off. So pull off to my index finger that's on the 12th fret, 1st string. And then I fret the 2nd string, 14th fret with my middle finger. That's going to be an up pick. My picking is going to stay the same throughout all these different patterns, just a different pattern for this diminished, different fingering. And then on the 3rd string, the next note is going to be on the 3rd string, and that's going to be played on the 15th fret with my ring finger. So we've got this. So pinky, pull off to the index, middle, and ring. And then go back up the way you came. Now another way you can play this is going to be with your pinky, index, ring finger, and then pinky again. I think it's easier to do it the first way that I showed you, but I can play it both ways just in case I need to. and you should be able to as well. Now another note that you could hit instead of this one, the one at the bottom, it also works if you want to hit this one too. Instead of this one, because the full diminished pattern is every step and a half, or every 3 notes. So if we stay on the same string, it would look like this. Hear the alternate bass note, or the alternate low note between that one and this one. They both work. And the only thing that's going to change in my fingering between alternating those low notes is if I do this one. The lower of the 2 low notes, I'm just going to use my index finger to finger that, as opposed to my pinky or my ring finger to finger the higher of the low notes. That's pretty cool stuff. And then up a half step to return to the octave, which is going to be major. And of course, you should be able to go down and back down as well, ascend and descend. Now I'm going to play this with the metronome. There we go. Okay, these are triplets, so 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... sloppy, but that's one of my favorite licks ever in the whole wide world to play, is a 3-string arpeggio sweep on the full diminished. And the pattern is pretty easy to follow because it's just every step and a half, and it's always step and a half, step and a half, step and a half. Really neat stuff. So those are very basic 3-note, 3-string arpeggio sweeps, just following root, 3rd, 5th, from the upper 3 strings, staying diatonic to any key that you want, but in this example, we were diatonic to the key of D. And you can do this, the shapes, the patterns, the formula between whole steps and half steps and majors and minors and diminished, that's all going to be the same no matter what key that you're in. So you can play this in all 12 keys. It's going to be the same. You just shift up or down depending which key you're going to or which key you're going to play in. So this might have been D. You want to go D sharp or E, F. You can follow the pattern diatonically, whichever key that you're in. The fingering is all going to be the same. That's the advantage we have as a guitar player versus a piano player, who every time they switch keys, there's a whole new shape, a whole new pattern they have to learn. So piano players have it very rough right there, and we have it very easy right there. Well, you got a ton of free extra minutes on that one. So, man, I hope you got a lot out of it, and I look forward to making the next lesson for you. Thank you.